A TSBVI outreach tutorial. The Orion TI-36X Talking Scientific Calculator, Part 5, Simple Algebraic Computations. Presented by Susan Osterhaus, a Texas School for the Blind and Visually Impaired Outreach Math Consultant.
And I'm going to show you one more time about interrupting a particular problem. Let's say that you've moved on, you know your basic keys, you know how to backspace and clear one little digit at a time, you know how to do fractions, but now you want to get into a little more heavy-duty algebra. And I'm not going to go too terrible. I'm just going to talk about trying to do something like 5 squared. So you're right in the middle, and excuse me, let me see. I'm going to make it a little harder. I'm going to do 25 squared. So you're going to push 2, 5, and you suddenly realize nobody ever taught me which of these jillion buttons is going to square that. So where do you go? You go back to that top button on the right-hand side, press it gently.
Enter learning mode.
And you start searching. Well, I kind of know where the parentheses and all that is, but let's try that next row.
Reciprocal.
No.
Square.
Ah, there it is. Okay, I'm going to keep my finger on that. I don't want to lose it. And I'm going to go back to the right side, press once.
Exit learning mode.
I've exited. Now I'm going to press that squared.
Square. 6, 2, 5.
And I have my answer. So for those of you who are thinking, if they don't have that manual right beside them, if they're supposed to memorize all this, how can they possibly do it? It is so nice. That learning mode makes it so easy for them. So again, learning mode on that right side, very, very important. And I am in no way going to show you every function there is on the Orion TI-36X in case you were getting panicky. As you can tell by looking, there are an awful lot of keys, and most of those keys have a second and even third function. Now, I'm not going to tell you all of those functions, but what I am going to show you, first of all, let me go ahead and turn it off. Clear, and then I'm going to show you again how to turn it off, which is right here.
Power off.
And I'm going to set that to the side. Oh, but before I do, I want to caution you, be very careful. I've been trying to hold it like this because a lot of people want to hold it in their hands like I'm holding it now, where I'm actually holding it in my hand and my fingers are on those buttons on the right side. It is so easy. And let me just see if I can almost accidentally do it. Oh, I just entered learning mode and I really didn't mean to do that.
Enter learning mode. Exit learning mode.
Be very careful. If you're in the middle of a problem and you notice that it's doing strange things, make sure your students check.
Enter learning mode. Exit learning mode.
Make sure that they are not in that learning mode, because when you are in learning mode, let me get back to that.
Enter learning mode. 7, 8, 9, 3, 6, 5, 2.
Nothing is showing up in your display. It is still just 0, and they just think you're looking around trying to find the names for all those keys or the second function and so forth. So you've got to be out of that learning mode. That is probably the biggest thing that happens, biggest mistakes. Students get into the learning mode accidentally. So be sure you're out of that. Also, what they do sometimes, if they're in the learning mode and they want to shut down, it might not shut down. So another technique, in case they're that way, is sometimes to press both buttons at the same time when you want to turn it off. Sometimes that keeps you from trying to turn it off when you're still in learning mode, which will cause it to not actually turn off. So that's another little precautionary item.
This video continues in the TSBVI Outreach Tutorial Series, Orion Calculator. Look for other videos by Susan Osterhaus on Math for the Blind and Visually Impaired. A TSBVI Outreach Distance Learning production. Executive Producers, William Daugherty, Superintendent. Cyril Miller, Outreach Director. Outreach Producers, Susan Osterhaus, Math Consultant. Mike Bicknell, Media Specialist. Texas School for the Blind and Visually Impaired Outreach Programs. 1100 West 45th Street, Austin, Texas 78756, USA. Telephone, 512-454-8631. Website, www.tsbvi.edu. Video copyright TSBVI 2010. All rights reserved.